Let me tell you about a day I almost gave up. It wasn't a dramatic moment, no thunder, no storm, no shouting crowd. It was just one of those days. The kind where everything feels heavy and your feet feel made of stone. The kind where the air itself seems thick with unspoken burdens. Every breath felt like an effort. I stood at the edge of a long path I'd been walking for what felt like an eternity. This path had stretched behind me, winding through seasons of joy and seasons of profound sorrow. And ahead of me was a hill. Not a little one, not the kind you skip up singing with a light heart. This was a big one. It was the kind that breaks knees, the kind that steals breath, the kind that makes you question every single step you've taken so far. It loomed, a silent, imposing challenge. It wasn't just a physical incline, it was a symbol of everything I felt I couldn't face. It represented the next impossible task, the next wave of disappointment, the next unknown. And I'll be honest, I didn't want to climb it. Every fiber of my being screamed in protest. I just wanted to lie down right there and let the path swallow me whole. The thought of taking even one more step felt like an unbearable weight. My spirit was weary, my resolve was thin, and the hill ahead seemed to mock my dwindling strength. See, I'd already been walking for a while. My journey had been long, marked by both unexpected blessings and crushing defeats. There had been moments of pure, unadulterated joy, sure, but those moments often felt overshadowed by the relentless succession of setbacks. I had encountered closed doors that slammed shut with a finality that echoed in my soul. There were prayers that seemed to vanish into thin air, prayers with no answers, leaving me with a hollow ache. Dreams that felt half alive, flickering precariously, threatening to extinguish completely. I looked up at that hill, and everything in me said, "This is too much. This is where it ends." The sheer magnitude of it felt insurmountable, a cruel joke after all I'd endured. I was tired. Not just physically, though, my body ached with a deep, pervasive weariness. I was spiritually tired, emotionally drained, utterly depleted. You ever been there? That place where the well of your resilience has run dry and you feel like you have nothing left to draw upon? That's where I was. The silence of the moment was deafening, amplifying the despair that threatened to consume me. I felt utterly alone, facing an impossible task with no reserves. And then something stirred, deep in my soul, a faint flicker in the darkness. It wasn't a voice, not exactly, but a profound impression. A question, a whisper, not from outside, but from within, rising from a place I hadn't realized still held hope. Where does your help come from? It was like someone lit a match in a dark room, illuminating everything with a sudden, startling clarity. The question hung in the air, demanding an answer. And in that instant, I knew the answer. It wasn't a new revelation, but a forgotten truth, suddenly brought back to the forefront of my weary mind. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. The words, ancient and powerful, resonated through me, chasing away the shadows of despair. Not from my strength, which had clearly failed me, not from my meticulously crafted plans, which had so often crumbled, not even from the people who loved me best, though their support is a precious gift, but from Him, the one who made the hill, the path I was on, and the very lungs in my chest that struggled for breath, the one who orchestrated the stars and painted the sky. He wasn't watching me from a distance, a detached observer of my struggle. He wasn't pacing heaven, wondering if I'd make it, if I had enough grit. No, He was with me, in me, before me. His presence was not a theory, but a tangible reality, a comforting warmth spreading through my chilled spirit. This wasn't about my ability to climb. It was about His unwavering faithfulness to sustain. This wasn't about my power. It was about His limitless strength. The realization washed over me like a cool, refreshing wave. The burden didn't disappear, but its crushing weight was suddenly lifted, replaced by a profound sense of peace. So I took a step, not because I suddenly felt ready or because the hill miraculously got smaller. It was still as daunting as before. But because I remembered who walks with me. I remembered the source of my help, the one who promised never to leave or forsake me. With every step I whispered, sometimes aloud, sometimes in the quiet chambers of my heart, "Lord, you are my help." It became a rhythm, a prayer, a lifeline. Every slip on the loose gravel, every ragged breath that burned in my lungs, every ache in my protesting muscles, I was not alone. His presence was a steadying force. The climb was still hard. It demanded effort, perseverance, and a constant turning back to that whispered truth. There were moments I wanted to stop, to give in to the exhaustion, but each time, the memory of his promise, the quiet assurance of his presence, propelled me forward. It wasn't my strength, but his, flowing through me. And let me tell you something. The hill didn't disappear. It remained a formidable challenge, testing every ounce of my resolve. But I did make it to the top. Not because I'm strong, not because I'm inherently capable, but because he is faithful. His faithfulness carried me. His grace was sufficient for every step, every struggle, every moment of doubt. He was my strength when I had none, my hope when despair threatened to overwhelm. So if you're staring at your own hill right now, a problem you can't fix, a fear you can't shake, a season that's lasted far too long, if you feel the weight of exhaustion, the sting of disappointment, the quiet despair of a journey that seems endless, lift your eyes, not down in defeat, staring at the dust beneath your feet, not around in panic, searching for a quick escape. Lift your eyes, look beyond the immediate obstacle, beyond your own limitations, beyond the visible horizon. Where does your help come from? Not from this world, with its fleeting promises and shifting sands, not from your own strength, which is finite and can be depleted. Your help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth, the one who created everything you see and everything you cannot. He made the road you're on, he made the hill that looms before you, and he's walking every single step with you. He is not a distant observer, he is an ever-present companion. He is not just a rescuer, he is your very strength. Don't stop now. Don't give in to the weariness. Don't let the size of the hill define your journey. He's your help, and he never fails. He is with you, even to the end of the age.